I've been in love with my wife Megan for my entire life. I knew she was the one for me. She's just everything I've ever desired in a woman. Well, unfortunately, my father passed away, but he left me a massive inheritance, and I'm going to use this money to start a new life with Megan, my love. And we're going to have a family, a house, everything. The one thing I wasn't accounting for was what she was planning. Because, oh boy, she was planning quite the opposite, but there's one thing she had in common with me. She wanted that inheritance money, baby. Yeah, throwaway account because I don't want this linked to my main. Never thought that I would be spilling my guts to a bunch of internet strangers, but here I am, Lucas, 34. My life has been an absolute nightmare these past few months. It all started when my father passed away. It was tough, you know? We were pretty close and it hit me hard, and a few weeks after the funeral I get a call from his lawyer. Turns out the old man left me quite a large inheritance. I'm talking life-changing stuff. It was bittersweet to say the least. I was still grieving, but a part of me was excited about what this could mean for me and my wife Megan. I couldn't wait to tell her the news, and I thought that she would be thrilled, that we'd be making plans and dreaming about our future together. But instead she started acting weird, and like really, really weird. At first, I thought maybe she was just processing the news in her own way. But as the weeks went by, she got more and more distant. Always on the phone, being secretive about it, and whenever I tried to bring up the inheritance, she would change the subject or make up some excuse to leave the room. It was like she was avoiding me, and I had no idea why. I started getting this gut feeling that something wasn't right. Call it intuition, call it paranoia, but I still could not shake the feeling that she was hiding something from me. I tried to talk to her about it, but she would just shut me down, saying I was being ridiculous. It got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. I'm not proud of what I did next, but I was desperate. One night, while she was out with her friends, I logged into her email. I know, a crappy thing to do, but I just needed to know what was going on. Well, what I found, it destroyed me because she's been lying to me about the inheritance. She's been impersonating me, redirecting the money to some account that I'd never heard of. I felt like I would be punched in the gut. How could she do this to me? But that wasn't even the worst of it, guys. As I kept scrolling through her emails, I found out that she's been cheating. Yep, one of our mutual friends, no less. The emails were so explicit, detailing their secret meetups, the lies that she told to cover up her tracks. I actually threw up when I was reading some of the things that they would write to each other. I was a wreck. I couldn't believe the woman I'd loved, the woman I built a life with, could betray me like this. I didn't confront her right away. I knew I needed to be smart about it to gather evidence and figure out my next step. So I took screenshots of everything, backed up the emails, and even reached out to a lawyer friend, just to get some advice. When she got home that night, I was waiting for her. She could tell something was up the moment she saw my face, and I did not beat around the bush. I asked her point blank about the inheritance, about the secret account, and she tried to play dumb at first, but I could see the panic in her eyes. I showed her the emails, the proof of her lies and her infidelity. She broke down, started crying, saying how sorry she was, but then started making excuses, saying how she'd been unhappy in the marriage, how the affair made her feel alive. As for the money, she planned to run off with her lover to start a new life with my inheritance. I was disgusted. I told her I want a divorce, that I'd be fighting to get every penny of that money back, and she begged me to forgive her, promised that she would change, but I'm done. I couldn't even look at her. That was a few months ago, guys, and now I'm just in the middle of the divorce proceedings, working with my lawyer to get my inheritance back. It's been hell, honestly. I never thought that I'd be here at the age of 34, starting over because of my wife's betrayal. But you know what? I'm not letting it break me. Yeah, it hurts like hell. And there are days when I don't want to get out of bed, but I'm surrounding myself with people who love and support me. I'm seeing a therapist and I'm focusing on rebuilding my life. I guess that's why I'm posting this, because if anyone out there is going through something similar, I want you to know, you're not alone. Betrayal is a special kind of pain, but you can survive it. Don't let one person's actions make you lose faith in yourself. For me, the ultimate revenge isn't about making her suffer or dragging her through the mud. It's about coming out the other side of this stronger, wiser, and maybe even happier. It's about letting her choices not define my life. So that's where I'm at, guys. It's a process, and I know I've got a whiles to go. But I'm taking it a day at a time. The inheritance might have been the thing that woke me up. But in a weird way, it's also my opportunity for a fresh start. If anyone's got advice, words of wisdom, as they say, or just want to share their own story, I'm all ears. Anyways, thanks for listening. It helps getting this off my chest. What's up, everybody? Mr. Reddito here. I hope you're having a great day. Wow, what a beginning to the story, but it's not over yet. There's a part 1 of Ultimate Revenge for the Wife's Betrayal. That's the name of the title. If you guys are new to the channel, this is my revenge channel. Welcome. Hope you're having a great day. Make sure you subscribe for daily revenge stories. I mean, you truly never know what you're going to hear on this channel, because revenge is a dish best served cold. Update number 1. What's up, guys? It's your boy Lucas, back with an update on the whole my wife betrayed me and stole my inheritance situation. Before I dive in, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who reached out after my last post. Your support and advice has been a real lifeline for me during this absolute crap storm of a time. So, where did we leave off? Alright, I just found out that my lovely wife Megan had not only been cheating on me with a mutual, but also has been scheming to steal my inheritance right out from underneath my nose. To say I was in a bad predicament would be the understatement of the century. I ain't gonna lie. My first instinct was to confront her, to scream, to rage, to let her know in no uncertainty that I knew exactly what kind of backstabbing two-faced snake she really was. But something held me back. Call it a moment of clarity amongst the poop storm, but I realized that if I wanted to come out on top, I needed to be smart about this. So I did what any self-respecting man would do in my situation. I got myself a lawyer, and not just any lawyer, I'm talking a real shark. The kind of guy who eats lying, cheating spouses for breakfast. Together, we started gathering evidence of Megan's infidelity and financial mess illiteracy. Every email, every text, every secret bank account, we documented it all, baby. Let me tell you, playing it cool at home was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I had to paste on a smile, act like everything was sunshine and rainbows, and all while knowing that the woman I'd shared a bed with for years was stabbing me in the back. It was like living in a bad movie, only there was no direction to yell, "Cut," when things got real. As if that wasn't enough to kick in the teeth, I found out from a so-called friend that Megan was planning to leave me high and dry. Apparently, she was just biding her time, waiting for the perfect moment to make off with my inheritance and ride off into the sunset with her lover. It was like a twisted version of a romance novel, only instead of a happy ever after, I was looking at a future of being broke, divorced, and utterly messed up. But you know what they say about hitting rock bottom? Well, do you? There's nowhere to go but up. And I decided right then and there that I was going to claw my way out of this mess, no matter what it took. So I started playing Megan's game. I set up a fake email account. That's right, posing as a lawyer, I don't care if it's illegal, and started feeding her bullcrap. I made her think that she was getting away with it all, that she had me wrapped around her pretty little lying finger. I even encouraged her to go further to siphon off more money, all the while meticulously documenting every illegal move she made so I could pick her apart. Yep, but to really sell the act, I opened up a separate bank account and transferred a big chunk of the inheritance money into it. I wanted Megan to think that she hit the absolute jackpot, that she was just a few keystrokes away from financial freedom. But what she didn't know was that I was watching her every move, gathering evidence like a squirrel hoarding nuts for the winter. It's been a high-stakes balancing act, and let me tell you, living under the same roof as her, playing the role of the clueless husband, all while secretly working to bring about her downfall. There have been many times when I've wanted to break, to just say, screw it, and let the chips fall where they may. But I can't. I've come too far to back down, and I won't sugarcoat it. This whole experience has been special kind of hell. The emotional toll, the constant second-guessing, the sheer exhaustion of living a double life. It's not for the faint of heart. But through it, I've held on to something, really just one thing. The knowledge that I'm doing what needs to be done. So that's where things stand. I'm in my trenches, waging a secret war against the woman I once loved. A woman I thought I would die with. It's a dirty, ugly business, but one I'm determined to see through to the bitter end. And with every piece of evidence I collect, every step I take forward, to my ultimate revenge, I feel like a little bit of my power's coming back. So that's the latest from me, guys, straight from the front lines. I'll keep you posted as this whole thing unfolds, and seriously, from the bottom of my battered, betrayed heart, thank you. Update number 2, the ultimate revenge strikes. What's up, it's your boy Lucas, back with a thrilling conclusion to the saga of my cheating, conniving, soon-to-be ex-wife, Megan. When we last left off, I was in the midst of executing my master plan to expose her betrayal and take back control. I knew I couldn't just confront her in private. No, I wanted her to feel the full weight of her actions, to have her dirty laundry aired out in front of everybody she cared for. So I started planning the dinner party to end all dinner parties. I invited all of our closest friends, making sure to include that jerk that she's been having an affair with. He was the first on the invite list. It was like a twisted version of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, only instead of heartwarming tales of love and conquering, it was going to be a brutal expose of lies and deceit. I spent weeks getting everything just right. I compiled all the evidence into a damning slideshow. The incriminating emails, the text messages, the bank statements proving that she's been siphoning the inheritance, and it was like putting together a criminal case. I was the lead prosecutor. The night of the party, I was a nervous wreck. I had to keep up the facade of the happy husband, all while knowing I was about to drop a bomb of truth that would shatter our entire social circle and probably be awkward. Megan was her usual chatty self, flirting around the room like one of those social butterflies, completely oblivious to what's about to rain down on her. So, as we sat for dinner, I could feel my heart pounding in my chest literally. It was now or never. I clinked up my glass, stood up, and announced that I had a special presentation for everyone. The confusion on Megan's face quickly turned to horror as I dimmed the lights and fired up that bad boy. What followed was a moment-by-moment dissection of the betrayal. Every dirty secret, every incriminating piece of evidence was right there on that PowerPoint presentation. I watched as the color drained from her face as she struggled to maintain her composure. Well, our friends were shocked. The guy she'd been messing with had the decency to look ashamed, but Megan? Oh, Megan just sat there frozen like a deer in headlights. By the time I was done, you could hear a pin drop from the room. Nobody knew what to say. They just stared at old Megan, their eyes wide with disbelief and disgust. She tried to stammer out of some kind of explanation, but her words fell upon ears that are deaf. The damage is done. I wasn't finished. The next day, I invited Megan to a meeting with me and my lawyer. We set her down and methodically picked her to pieces. Yeah, we literally pieced together every bit of evidence we collected, and the fake lawyer emails, the secret bank accounts, the paper trail of deceit. I could go on and on. She tried to deny it, but what? We piled the proof higher than a skyscraper. Her defense crumbled, and by the end, she was a sobbing, snotty mess begging for forgiveness. Too bad for her, I was fresh out of those. I nodded to my lawyer, and he slid the divorce papers across the table. Megan's eyes went wide as she realized the severity of it. She tried to beg, plead, everything, promised she would change, but it's too late. I'd seen her true colors, and she's a cheater. The divorce proceedings were a mere formality at this point, and with the mountain of evidence I keep talking about, Megan did not stand a chance. She walked away with nothing. No inheritance, no dignity, no friends. She burned every single walkable bridge, and now she has to live on the other side. Well, as for me, I won't lie and just say it was easy. Divorce is never a walk in the park, even when your spouse is a lying, cheating piece of crap. But as I watched Megan pack her bags and slink out of my life, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. It was like I could finally breathe again. After months of suffocating under the weight of her deceit, I know I've still probably got a ways to go before I'm better. But I don't know, there will be good days and bad days, moments where I question everything and wonder if I made the right choice, but deep down I know. I did what I had to do. I refuse to be a victim, and honestly, I could not have done it without you guys. The support I've gotten from this comment section and community has been overwhelming. Your messages, your virtual hugs, they've kept me going, so here I am, a newly single man, about to hit the town. But I do have a whole lot of baggage, but an even bigger sense of hope for the future. I know it won't be easy, but I'm ready. Well, this is Lucas, signing off for probably the final time. It's been one hell of a ride, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Well, you thought that was it, but there's another update, guys, and this one is a little wild. Final update. Guys, my friends, my confidants, my therapist, it's been a journey, hasn't it? And when I first started posting here, I was a broken man, reeling from the ultimate betrayal. So where did we leave off? All right, the divorce. Well, let me tell you, it was a battle. Even with all the evidence I've gathered, Megan fought tooth and nail to try to paint herself as the victim. There were moments where I wondered if I would ever end and, if I'd ever be free of her lies and manipulations, but my lawyer, that beautiful, ruthless man, he never let up. He pushed and pushed until finally the judge saw through all her bullcrap and lies and granted me divorce along with full control of the inheritance. I remember walking out of the courthouse feeling like I could finally breathe again. It was like the weight off my chest, and the first thing I did was find a new place. I need a space that was just mine, a house I could call fresh, start, without the ghost of my past lurking around every corner. Well, of course, emotional scars from Megan's betrayal, it didn't disappear overnight. Well, I started seeing a therapist. This amazing woman, Dr. Sullivan. She helped me to process my anger, my grief, everything. And, one of the things that really helped was reconnecting with old friends, people who had known me before Megan even came into the picture. One friend in particular, Emma. Ooh, Emma. She became a real lifeline. She was always there to listen and offer a shoulder that I needed. We started spending more and more time together, and I found myself looking forward to our hangouts more than anything. But when I thought I was out of the woods, Megan, again, rears her ugly head. She starts calling me nonstop 24/7, leaving these rambling voicemails about how sorry she was, how she wants another chance. She even showed up at my apartment a few times, and God knows how she found it. It was like she couldn't accept that it was over, that I moved on. I won't lie, there was a part of me that wanted to engage with it, to tell her off and just, make her feel a fraction of the pain that she caused me. But I knew that would just be playing into her hands. So, instead, I ignored her, I blocked her number, and I avoided all of the places I knew she might show up, and I focused on my healing and my own growth. Well, and then I did something that I know not everybody will agree on. I went public with my story. I wrote out every painful detail, every piece of evidence. I didn't change any names. I posted it all on my social media for the world to see. Yeah, I know, it's a risk exposing myself, but I also knew that I needed to take back control. I needed Megan to understand that her actions do have consequences, and guys, the responses were a bit overwhelming. Messages from all my friends, from every network, poured all over into my messages, sharing their own stories of their own betrayal. Well, anyways, as for Megan, last I heard she moved away, probably in an attempt to outrun her shame and start somewhere new. And me, I'm doing okay. Better, alright. Actually, I won't pretend that I'm completely healed, but I don't know. I still have a long ways to go. So to anyone out there who's going through something similar, who's feeling lost and broken, know that you're not alone. Know that there's a whole community of people out who understand you, and you should reach out for help. But anyways, this is definitely it. Thank you, guys, for everything. Lucas, signing off. But let me know. Do you think I made a mistake with the revenge I went for? Or did she deserve it, man? Oh, wow. Let's talk about this one down below. What a drama it was today, and it had some revenge in it as well. Guys, this is my revenge channel, and I just want to say hello if you're new. Welcome. I drop stories every single day. You can find my other channels as well in the description below, and I'm telling you, if you subscribe to all three of my channels, you're gonna have endless drama stories, revenge stories, am I the a-hole stories. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So make sure you guys do that, but first, let's discuss this story. I want to hear your opinion. If you were in OP's shoes or position, would you have done anything different? Drop down in the comment section. I'll see your comments. I'll reply. I love reading everybody's comments, guys. Once again, thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, remember, it's cool to be kind. Peace.